Edmund Waller, one of the creepy metaphysical poets. And the reason why I call him creepy is just my own thoughts, and that's, don't write this in the exams, but they were, the Carolean poets tended to be a bunch of randy old men who were sometimes ministers and sometimes not, and politicians and this and that. And my goodness, did they write about beautiful women in sexual terms so much. So yeah, from a feminist point of view, I'm like, oh, they wrote amazingly beautiful poems with these incredible images and their conceits, so their little hidden puzzly messages and multi-layered meaning was fantastic, fantastic. So this was a time in Britain's history where people were trying to shift from fighting each other in the streets and just poking each other with swords all the time to kind of, can we rather start to use our rapier wit and use our words? You know, your mom say, use your words. Use your words, tyrant. So these guys did, but there seemed to be an obsession with Robert Herrick and Edmund Waller and John Donne about women are there for men's visual and physical pleasure, and they mustn't waste it. They mustn't waste their time. They mustn't waste their beauty, which can be interpreted as it's lovely. They're saying there's an absolute love and appreciation, but then like you look at the pictures of all of them and it's like you. So that is an aside, a bit of a lens to look at this through. Look at the lovely rose. Look, it's just starting to open, all right? It hasn't started to open completely, and then the petals fall off, and then it dries, and then it cracks, all right? He is the speaker. It's written as if the speaker is addressing a rose. And he is not asking, he's telling the rose to go and give a message to someone that he's admiring, a young, beautiful woman, right? We know she's young. We know she's beautiful. We know she's female. That's all given in the poem. And he's basically saying, you know, go, rose. And it's almost like he's saying to the rose before he gives, a rose being this age-old symbol of beauty, of sensuality, of magic even. And it's always been a token of love. That's what people send to their lover on Valentine's Day. They'll give them a rose, right? And he's sending it. It's almost, we feels like he's saying to the rose, I'm going to give this to her, but like, this is what you must show her when she receives it, so that she'll see this rose and then she'll go, oh, wow, he thinks I'm like a rose. And what is it about the rose? The rose needs to be seen. The rose needs to, because if the rose grew in a desert where there's no people living, what a waste of the beauty of the rose. Nobody would have known, right? And so she mustn't hide, because beauty needs to be seen, to be appreciated. And then, rose, you must die, which is kind of like it suddenly escalates quickly. But he's saying, like, you must die to show her. She's going to die as well. And it's all going to be gone. You don't use it, you lose it. Check. Okay, so let's look at it. Go, lovely rose. Exclamation mark. Tell her that wastes her time and me, that now she knows, when I resemble her to thee, how sweet and fair she seems to be. Tell her that's young and shuns to have her graces spied, that hadst thou sprung in deserts where no men abide, thou must have uncommended died. Small is the worth of beauty from the light retired. Bid her come forth, suffer herself to be desired, and not blush so to be admired. Then die, that she the common fate of all things rare may read in thee, how small a part of time they share that are so wondrous, sweet, and fair. So this poem explores, as I was saying, a common theme in the Cavalier poetry, and that was the brevity of youth and beauty. It's like, you have this just for a short amount of time and it needs to be respected. Seizing the day, this carpe diem idea of go on, take the time. If you think the average lifespan was around about 40, okay, you can also understand it. But seize the day, live life to the fullest. He lived at a time and wrote at a time where there was a lot of civil unrest. So you could just die at any minute. Plus you get old and, die of some or other plague. So yes, it definitely was. While you have your youth, your vitality, your beauty, and your health, use it. he's holding a beautiful rose, and it's like a whole lyrical reverie. So it's this very beautiful, descriptive imagining that he goes into. And he intends to send this rose to the woman that he loves. That's implied in the poem. And he wants the rose to communicate not just the feelings he has for her, but he wants the rose to remind her that beauty like she has needs to be admired and enjoyed, not hidden away or withheld. Because just like the rose that he's got in his hand, her beauty is also going to wither away and die. And he uses a combination of flattery and argument to persuade the woman he loves to accept his advances, right? He first flatters her, compares her to the lovely rose, okay? He suggests that they're both sweet and fair in line 5. Rare, I think that's line 17. Wondrous, okay? So these are lovely, flattering words. And it's obviously a symbolic choice of flower because since ancient times, roses have been considered the most fragrant, beautiful of all flowers, and they have been a token of love. So like many lovers nowadays, he's using the rose to suggest his amorous intentions. I mean, the opening up of the petals, right? And he says it in a very straightforward manner. And then it's quite shocking when he suddenly just kind of like instructs the rose to die. Then die, 2 words, exclamation mark. So it's very surprising at that point, this twist in the poem. But he wants to show that to reinforce the impermanence of beauty and the short lifespan of the rose, to remind the woman, life is short, beauty is short, let me court you. And she needs to look at this dead rose and realize her time's running out. She needs to seize the day while she's young and beautiful. Because come September, she's going to be on the shelf and no one will love her again. No one, ever. Okay, yeah, I know, Shanna, I know. It's like, oh my goodness. And this is where I find these beautiful poems of the Cavalier poets problematic, because it's only her physical appearance and her beauty that she has to recommend herself to him. He begs her not to blush, and he wants his beauty to be appreciated and admired, obviously, by him. Look at the word suffer herself to be desired. So yes, to suffer yourself is, in those days, would be to allow yourself, but the word suffer, it means she's not comfortable feeling in a position where she is looked upon and desired. And don't blush so to be admired. And wow, I don't know, women on this group, is it a comfortable thing to you as beautiful young women to have the desiring gazes of older men on you? You walk through a sports bar, or you're at a bride at somebody's house and their neighbors and other people are there, and the men are looking at you in that way and then give you that compliment.
Man, they're all lying.
Is it comfortable or is it uncomfortable? If it's somebody who you like, who's around about your own age group and that, and you know them and they look at you in that way, it's lovely. But just to have the looks of that feeling when you walk through a sports bar to the loo, and it's like running the gauntlet of the eyes on your bum, etc. Is it a nice feeling?
Karen, do you want a granny to look at your bum and be like, wow, you look like a fun young man? Hello?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'd take a compliment.
I can tell you, I don't know many women who go when they're young, if she's young at this stage, she's 17th century young, which would be like 14, 15. It's not nice, eh? It's not nice. It's like you might want to be checked out by the guys around your age and that. And yes, girls absolutely do make themselves look beautiful, very often for themselves, but often to get the attention of guys, but to have the unsolicited courting. But we don't know. There's not enough information in this poem for us to know whether she has flirted with him or not, or whatever else. But there is something about this from the male gaze, G-A-Z-E, and the male perspective. It's like you are wasting your beauty by not letting me admire you, and by hiding away and covering up and not letting me see all your beauty, you're wasting it. Is it a lovely poem of admiration with a beautiful epithetical comparison? Or do we want the young girl to write back, I want to show my face to you? You creep me out. That's why I go like this when you're around. We don't know because there's no acknowledgement about her in this poem apart from she doesn't want to be seen. Another way of looking at it could be that he is saying, come on, you're gorgeous. Don't hide it. Don't hide it. Men go out and show themselves, and that he's not using that comparison, but he's going, you're gorgeous. Go out there. Let people look at you and admire you. So what? Enjoy it like a rose. Come on, because it's not going to last forever. So don't hide it while you've got all that. And he might be kind of empowering her as well to have more confidence in her appearance. You could argue either. What do you think, Tyron?
I completely agree with what you just said there for like the last minute or two.
Yeah?
I feel like everyone must show their beauty,
Yeah?
even if it's older guys. Yeah.
Yeah? No, sure. And be confident in it.
Yeah, rock it.
Okay. I like that. I like that. An opposing point of view?
Shanna, your turn.
Shanna or Aria?
This guy is being creepy. She is a young girl. She is embarrassed of all the attention that is coming her way. She clearly is just growing up. She does not want to be like looked at and feel objectified, and he's being creepy. Thank you for my TED talk.
Varun, what do you think? What do you think, Aria? Oh, Varun, he's coming on now, yeah?
I agree with Shanna. She's like young and she's young and innocent, and she's just trying to like live life, and then you get this guy. So no, I agree with Shanna.
Varun, what do you think?
Well,
What do you think? Who would you agree with?
yeah, no, I think I agree with Shanna as well.
Nah.
'Cause it comes off as a bit stalkerish, if you know what I mean.
Listen, I
No,
have nothing
you
against
know, you
all
probably didn't hear
guys.
what I said. He was probably in the fridge getting some food. He took long to reply. He doesn't count. We need another opinion.
Okay, listen here. I have nothing against old guys. They're great. They're very nice sometimes, and they're very sweet. And remember Pete? He's so nice, and he was like, "You're so pretty" to the young lady, and that was great. But this guy is different because he's talking to a literal child who does not want to like be seen in any way, and he's saying, "No, you must do it because I'm a man, and all men must see you." Like, it's just a little bit different. I don't know. That's just
What do you think, Caroline?
Yeah, I think it is a bit creepy, and I feel like this should be taken out of the Caroline era because I don't feel like I'm associated with them.
There's lots of them. What about Robert Herrick? Gather ye rosebuds while ye may, to the virgins to make much of time. I mean, he wrote that whole poem about like, you know, old time is yet a flying, and this same flower that blooms today tomorrow will be dying. It's like, so come on, don't be coy, go marry now. And by marry, he's like, go bonk now because you're going to be gone soon. I mean, as a woman old enough to, I mean, yeah, a lot of my friends are grannies. Thank you, Caroline. I mean, Shanna. I'm like, these poems, yeah, it's only one kind of beauty in the world, and I had my time. All right, let's look at some questions. There's neither a right or nor wrong answer to that debate, given the information we're given in his poem, by the way. Okay. Great, let's hear. How does the speaker use the theme of beauty to convey his message? So I would go start with what his message is and then convey it. That's always the easiest way to do it. If they say, how do they whatever to talk about the theme, how do they whatever to convey the message, how do they whatever for the purpose, name what the purpose, theme, message, attitude is, then you can support it. But let's hear what you did. Who answered that?
we did.
Shanna answered that. She answered that very well. I think she would like to speak.
I'm gonna bomb you. Okay.
Aria is also putting a thumbs up.
Okay, so the message that he was trying to convey was that beauty has a time limit and beauty should be admired and seen while it is possessed. And he does this with, oh wait, no, sorry. His message to the young girl is, you are beautiful and you should be seen and loved now. So open up and let me love you, sort of thing. And he does this by using the rose to convey the theme of beauty, because beauty is not lost forever, because the rose will die, and it should be on display while it's beautiful.
Is your exam on Friday 5 hours?
Oh, you're saying because I spoke too much. I'm sorry.
You'll
I'm
never be able
sorry.
to get all of that down.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. His message is he wants the Tyrone and his emojis, God. He wants the woman to accept his courtship, to make herself visible to him, to accept his gestures of love, to reveal herself to him. And by using a symbol of beauty, the rose, he is showing her, he's trying to suggest to her that there's only a certain amount of time. Okay, good. How does the structure of the poem support the speaker's message?
So the structure is like very rigid and definite, and as such,
Tell me,
the
okay.
message.
What is rigid about it?
I said it. Okay. So the structure is very rigid, as each stanza is made
Each
up
of the 4 stanzas.
each of the 4 stanzas is made up of 5 lines and has a regular rhyme scheme that is maintained throughout the entire poem. And as such, the structure is definite, just like his message, which is irrefutable.
And the length of the line. So we have a rigid structure that goes short, long, long.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, that's what I was trying to say, but I just couldn't think of the words.
Can I tell you something? I did a
Rubbish.
unit in 3rd year university on the metaphysical poets. And seriously, they were all about all that stuff. It's just you're not going to learn it in matric. They were filthy. Choose a word from the poem that means compare.
Our group did these. Resemble, we said compare. And then for perceive, we said spied.
Yes. How does the mood of the poem change in the final stanza? Quote from the poem to support your answer and comment on the impact this has on the argument being made by the speaker. So it changes from what to what. Who's going to answer there?
I can try answer this one.
Yeah. Go.
So the mood changes from flattering to we said to abrupt and aggressive.
I think aggressive might be going too far, but it's mildly threatening.
Okay, to abrupt. We said that this shows the sudden change that beauty can take, and that beauty does not last forever. So she must seize the day.
Fuck you,
And-
Caroline. Let me get my peg for the neck. There we go. Okay, yeah, no, it's true. Yeah. It's not about me. I get it.
Yeah, I think I can't
Some of the
remember.
students, they're just brand new and they don't know me. Guys, I come with a PG rating. Now you know. All right, carry on. Yes, beauty, the aging and the disappearing can happen fast. And I think you've more than adequately answered it for your 3 marks. Absolutely. It changes, if you say it changes from flattering into more, what is the first word you said before I said threatening? Abrupt, threatening, and then you quote. For each of those, you'll get your 3. You'll get all your marks. Okay. Please click subscribe. It's free. And for more content in this section, click on the playlist.